Happy Friday, everyone. It's Mr. Yang, and I'm just happy to announce Mr. Yang's story time has not been forgotten. This is our first remote learning Mr. Yang story time. I know some of you have been dying to hear Mr. Yang's story, and I was able to get my wife, Nayang's permission. Nayang, do you want to say hi?
Hi, everyone.
That was Nayang saying hi. And she gave me this special permission to share this story. And so before Nayang and I got married, and she's laughing right now because it's such a funny story. Before we got married, when we were still dating, and what happened was for about 1 year we were doing long distance dating when she was in Korea and I was in America. And I remember one particular night, Nayang said, "Can we have the video chat?" And I had a lot of work, and she's laughing right now. She can't control herself. And I responded to her by saying, "Nayeon, I have a lot of work tonight, so I don't think I'll be able to do the video chat. Really sorry about that." And she said, "Okay." And so I'm getting nervous sharing this, but pretty much what happened was, as a guy growing up, I'm a huge, I was a really big Mets fan. The New York Mets, who play baseball in Queens. And as I was doing my work, which I highly recommend you don't do this because when you try to do work and watch something or listen to something at the same time, it's usually not very productive. But that's what I was doing. I was trying to get really important work done that was due the following day, and I was listening to the Mets game at the same time. And you have to understand, this was a really important game because it was an elimination game that depended on whether the Mets would continue in the playoffs. And they were playing the LA Dodgers. And at first I was just listening while I was doing my work. But at a certain point, like in the late innings, I couldn't help myself. The game was so close, it was so tense, I had to turn it on. And I was watching, and the Mets, like, they came from behind and they won really late in the game, and I got so excited and I made a big mistake. You know what I did? I posted it online saying, "The Mets did it, they made it, they're advancing." Guess who saw that post? Nyan saw it. And the first thing she said was, "Oh, how was the game?" And dun, 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 I knew I was in big, big, big trouble. And I told Nayan, "Oh, the game was good. The Mets won." And she asked me, "What happened to your work? Didn't you tell me that you were busy tonight? That's why you couldn't video chat with me?" And when she started to question me, I tried to justify myself. I tried to explain to her, and this just made things worse. And finally, she asked me, "Do you love me more or do you love the Mets more?" And to be honest, I felt a little flabbergasted because, it's not like loving the Mets means I love Nayoung less. But when I really thought about it, I realized that my behavior that night, it really hurt her. And even though at first I was trying to excuse myself, trying to say, "Oh, I really didn't do anything wrong." But when I thought about my actions and my choice, I realized I really hurt Nayoung. And I told her, "Nayoung, I love you more than the Mets." And right now she's saying it's a lie, but she knows it's true because after that, it's really crazy when you care about someone. That's where you spend your time with. And I have to say, after that, the Mets, I mean, they were still important, but they definitely weren't as important as Nayeon. And it's crazy. Like I used to be a die-hard sports fan, but these days it's just not the same. And I never thought it would be the kind of thing that ever happened to me, but I just love Nayeon so much more. And the really cool thing is, as you learn how to prioritize things, it's not like one has to be absent of the other. When Nayeon came to America, we actually went to Mets games together, and today she's a genuine Mets fan, which is really cool. I never thought that would happen, and we're Mets fans together, but she knows that she's number one over the Mets. And if there's any kind of theme or moral of the story, we've been talking about theme and moral. It's, of course, you shouldn't lie to your loved ones, but it's also, the things that, or the person that you love the most, that's who you're going to spend time with. That's what you're going to prioritize. And one thing I want to share is, first of all, your significant other, they're always right. Don't try to ever justify yourself if you get caught doing something. And I think the other thing is, wherever situation you're in, you're always going to spend the time on the thing or person that you love the most. And, during these scary times, it is a little scary. I just want to encourage you guys that don't just take this time for granted. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your siblings, tell your grandparents, tell your family just how much you love them and how much you appreciate them. That's the thing that I really realized. I'm so thankful that during this time I'm able to be next to Nayeon, and I'm thankful to hear that most of you guys, you're with your loved ones. And so, yeah, thank you so much for tuning in for the first remote learning Mr. Yang story time. I'm wishing you guys a wonderful, happy Friday, and looking forward to getting in touch with you guys soon. I hope all of you stay safe and healthy and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.